Forget gurus. Forget anyone claiming to be an online business expert without going through the challenges of entrepreneurship themselves. The Real Money, Real Business podcast is here to prove the best insights in online business comes from your fellow online business builders. We dig into stories of entrepreneurs selling their business on the Empire Flippers marketplace so that you can learn how they made their business profitable, how they overcame obstacles, and what lessons they learned in their online journey. If you want to take your business and your knowledge to the next level, you've come to the right podcast. Let's get started.
Hey everyone, Vinny here with another great business to discuss on this episode of the Real Money, Real Business podcast. Today's guest is Hassan, and he's selling his Amazon FBA business on the Empire Flippers marketplace. Welcome to the show, Hassan, and how are you doing?
I'm very good. Thanks for having me, Vinny. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, I appreciate you taking the time to record this with us. So we're just going to go over a brief summary of your business before we find out a lot more about you and give you a chance to talk about your business. It is an Amazon FBA business in the health and fitness niche. It was created in May 2017. The average monthly revenue for the business is $116,111, and it makes an average of $43,108 per month in net profit. The assets included in the sale are the Amazon Seller Central account and 5 SKUs, social media accounts, a domain and all of its contents and files. Please note that inventory is not normally included in the listing price, and further details will be provided to active unlockers. And just head over to empireflippers.com/marketplace and search for listing 48929 to learn more about the business if you want to start your due diligence. Just remember to unlock the listing first. So, without the way, Hassan, tell us a bit about how you got into running online businesses. Is this something that you've always had on your mind, or did you sort of stumble into it, recommended by a friend? Like, how did you get into online businesses?
Yeah, so I got into online business back towards the end of 2017, actually, when I was doing my engineering job. I actually graduated from a university in civil engineering, and I started working as an engineer at 22 years old. So this was about 3 years ago. I was not enjoying my time there. It was really miserable. I did not like an office job. I did not like waking up at 6 a.m. every morning and getting home at 9 p.m. because of traffic and things like that. So my passion was always to travel and want to get the most out of life as possible. So I looked at, one day I actually just Googled up how to make money online. And I figured it would be like a lot of scammy things. I wasn't really sure about, is it really real? You can make money online. Like, is that really true? But anyway, so I stumbled across Amazon FBA. And then that's essentially how I got started. I literally just took the leap. I trusted it. I trusted the process. I invested some money, and it's honestly changed my life for the best. And because of Amazon FBA, I've been able to start many other online e-commerce businesses, not on Amazon, more so like my own websites and my own separate companies. So it's been a great process. The last 3 years have been absolutely life-changing, and I couldn't be more thankful to the online world, I would say.
That is awesome. Yeah, I completely share, that sentiment of cynicism, really, at the beginning, because like you say, you type in how to make money online, and honestly, it's up in the air in terms of what's reliable and not, right?
Right.
Especially the first time you find out about online businesses and the fact that they can make money. I think plenty of us have had the same thoughts at first where, is this legit? Like, how do I know I'm not going to get scammed and stuff? But it sounds like once you learnt more about it, you managed to take the full leap of faith and you found a lot of success, which is awesome. I want to check with you, Hassan, why do you think that Amazon FBA in particular is a really good business model for people who want to get started with the online business world?
I think Amazon FBA is great for a couple of reasons. The most obvious one, obviously, is that Amazon takes care of a lot of the legwork for you. You don't need a warehouse. You don't need to really know any sort of technical skills too much or anything like that. Amazon takes care of the picking, the packing, the shipping, the returns, the refunds, the payment processing, communicating with customers, having already customers on the marketplace, having sales days like Prime Day and things like that. So Amazon, they already have a built-in system. They have, a customer base. They have people that trust the site. And on top of that, they pretty much do all the work for you. So it's extremely passive once you have, a good listing and a good product up and running. It can be challenging to get there, just like any business. But once it's up there, there's really not much left for you to do except, if you wanted to launch more SKUs or improve your ranking, improve your sales and things like that. But the first few reasons I mentioned are the core reasons why Amazon is a great place to start if you wanted to get into online entrepreneurship.
Yeah, solid answer. You touched on a lot of stuff there, which I want to cover in a bit more detail later. But I just want to bring it back to your business now. So, a few years ago, you got tired of the grind, and like you say, you wanted to have a bit more flexibility and stuff. And then you stumbled on FBA and the e-commerce world. How did you come across the idea to start this business in particular? Like, why this niche?
Yeah, so at the time I was following a YouTube channel called Jungle Scout, and they had a tool that allows you to look for potential product winners or niches that are profitable, that have high demand and low competition. So I purchased that tool and I started to use it. And that's how I was able to, zero in on this product that I'm currently selling and figure out that this is a good product opportunity. It's a good niche. And that's how I was able to make, the leap and the jump into this product. Essentially, it was by using a tool that allowed me to figure out, okay, this product has high demand. The competition is pretty low. So it's a pretty low barrier of entry, and I can get in and hopefully take a piece of the pie. And 3 years later, it worked out pretty well for me. So it was a good gamble that I took that day.
Sounds like a smart gamble as well, for sure.
Yeah.
We're friends with guys at Jungle Scout as well. It's a really quality tool, so it sounds like you made some pretty smart choices there. So the business is obviously profitable and you found a lot of success with it. So a lot of our listeners will be wondering, why are you selling the business at this moment in time?
The main reason is I touched on it a little bit earlier. I do have 2 other big projects that I'm working on, like 2 other big e-commerce projects that I'm working on. So they take up a lot of my time, mainly because I am the manufacturer. So it's not like it's an Amazon FBA where everything is taken care of for me. The other reason why is because I've come to realize about myself, I really enjoy actually building a company. It's not to say Amazon FBA is not a company or whatever isn't a company. It definitely is. But with what I'm doing right now with my 2 other businesses is I'm really building them from the ground up in terms of manufacturing. I'm building systems and teams and employees and things like that, where it feels like a legitimate business, a legitimate company where I have a good team around me and people, walking into an office every day and having, a great team of people behind me ready to work and, help me grow the business. And it's just something that that I'm actually passionate about. With Amazon FBA, it's been very, very passive, which is absolutely great. It produces a lot of income for me and it has been for the last 3 years. But the main reason for selling at the end of the day is I do want to keep doing something that I'm passionate about. And that is these 2 other businesses. And my goal is to use the funds from the sale to further pursue and further fund these 2 other projects that I have going on at the moment.
Yeah, fair enough. I think it sounds like you've got a lot on your plate, and it sounds like you could do with, with the capital in terms of building up your other projects, for sure. So I just want to touch on your experience then in building this particular business. Was there anything that you learned that didn't really work when you were trying to build this one?
Like in my new businesses or like in the Amazon FBA one?
I suppose there'll be a bit of overlap, with your experience from all your different businesses, but I'm interested in this particular one, in the health and fitness niche.
Yeah.
Is there anything that you tried for this one that just didn't really work, really?
Especially at the beginning, like I was trying a whole bunch of different things and I was very new. Like I was trying to run Facebook ads, Instagram, Google, all these things that I didn't know much about, that I failed at miserably at the time just because I really didn't know what I was doing. I was very new and I was really trying to grow the brand really quickly, quicker than I thought that, realistic at the end of the day. So yeah, that's essentially it. And I've struggled quite a bit with, staying in stock, inventory, things like that. But there's nothing really that I've tried that didn't work out besides trying to do things that I wasn't really the best at doing, So that's essentially it.
I hear you. If we flip that on its head then, so what did you try that you did find success in with this business?
Something that's been good is definitely creating, my own website off of Amazon, funneling customers off of Amazon to my own website where I can gather their real email addresses so that I can later use to market later on and things like that. So I've been able to collect quite a few emails actually that have been helpful and will be helpful to whoever decides to, purchase the business in the future. And, another thing is that's been great and that's worked out is actually taking risks, So ordering more inventory to get lower pricing, adding more SKUs, and really pushing the limits in terms of, trusting myself and trusting that I have something good and that there's no reason to fear and to be worried and to just, keep taking better and bigger and, smart risks at the same time.
Yeah, that's a great tip there, trying to, beef up your marketing funnel. And that's actually a really good segue, actually, to talk about marketing. I mean, tell me, what do you currently do in terms of marketing for the business right now?
Yeah, so in terms of Amazon marketing, we don't do any off Amazon marketing at the moment. It's essentially just Amazon advertising, so Amazon PPC, and that is essentially about it. So there's a big opportunity and big potential to take this off of Amazon and to advertise off of Amazon for the next buyer for sure.
Gotcha. Okay. So the majority of the traffic then from Amazon, is that generated organically or is it mainly PPC campaigns?
It's mainly organically because of the rank. Most of my products are ranked on page 1, so a lot of it is organic. And obviously, we have PPC running to get customers on brand new search terms and just to keep our ranking relevant. So we also do PPC to obviously bring in new customers as well.
Sounds excellent. I mean, everyone wants that to arrive on the golden first page of the search engine results. So good job on that.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I just want to touch on what type of work that you need to do to maintain the business right now. I mean, can you describe the type of work that you do on, say, maybe a day-to-day or even a weekly basis?
Yeah. So on a day-to-day, I mean, at this point, there's not much to do besides, responding to customer emails and reordering inventory, to be completely honest with you. Besides that, there honestly just really isn't much else for me to do at the moment, mainly because, I'm not launching any new products. I'm not, researching for any new products. It's just very steady, very stable, and very passive. So it's essentially just dealing with customers here and there that have any inquiries and reordering inventory whenever I need to.
Yeah, for sure. Let's say, for example, Hassan, I'm not familiar with Amazon FBA whatsoever, or the health and fitness niche. What skills what do you think I should brush up on if I want to step in and acquire the business?
So skills that you may need to take over a business of, of this size, of this caliber would be to, to understand Amazon. That's number one. Because when you take over a business of this size, you really need to understand how Amazon works, the systems in place, how it functions. Also, it would be good to know how importing items, into the U.S. works, how importing products from China to the U.S. or Canada or the U.K. works, and just understanding, I guess, e-commerce in general, the process of buying something from abroad or from a manufacturer and getting it up for sale and to a customer. That's a long process, and it's definitely something a potential buyer or someone that doesn't know anything about Amazon FBA should understand before trying to acquire a business like this.
Yeah, solid tips for sure. If you kept the business, what some of the ways you would try to grow it, or what are some of the major opportunities for growth?
Yeah, so I would definitely try to expand in other marketplaces, so different Amazon marketplaces, and I would definitely expand the product line, so adding more SKUs. I would also push hard on social media. I would get influencers involved, and I would start running paid traffic outside of Amazon. So that is essentially the ways or the things that I would do to further grow the business if I was to keep it.
Yeah, great to know. All businesses are going to have inherent risks based on their business models or other things. For your business, what do you think are some of the biggest risks that a buyer should be aware of?
I would say that the fitness industry is a competitive industry, but if you're well branded and a trustworthy brand, I don't see any issues going forward. That is essentially, fitness industry has a lot of competitors, but thankfully, I've been able to not have to worry about that too much, because once you build a brand, you don't really worry about competitors because people see a brand and they trust it and they buy from you, essentially.
Gotcha. Just want to ask you a few additional questions. Slight tangent, these are more tapping into your experience. I think you already mentioned earlier about Jungle Scout. Was that your main source of inspiration while you were building the business that you think our listeners might also be able to draw inspiration from as well? Like, are there any other communities or YouTubers or anyone like you can learn a lot about Amazon FBA?
It was essentially just Jungle Scout at the time and Greg Mercer, and they have a lot of amazing, very helpful YouTube videos. They even have case studies where they show you exactly step by step, live, week by week, exactly how to take a product from zero and launching and sourcing a product for Amazon, building the listing, getting reviews, how to get quality photos, how to do the shipping, how to take care of the tax. They really go into detail of every single aspect of the business. So that's definitely a great place to start to learn about the business and how Amazon FBA works.
Mm-hmm. Besides Jungle Scout, were there any other software or tools that really helped you when you were trying to build a business?
To be completely honest, I've only used Jungle Scout and Helium 10 as well. Mm-hmm. Helium 10 is great as well for keywords and things like that. But essentially, it's always been Jungle Scout and Helium 10 here and there as well.
I understand. So just the last few wrap-up questions for you then. How much support are you offering buyers? Is it the standard 30 days of email and Skype calls, or is there anything additional?
I think I put down 60 days of email support and 1 call a week up to 8 weeks, so up to a maximum of 8 calls.
Great. That's generally more support than most sellers are willing to offer. So that's really, really good to know. Are you willing to commit to a non-compete?
Yes, absolutely.
Cool. And are you open to negotiating something like an earnout?
Yeah, I mean, I'm always open to, discussing different deal structures, different types of deals and things like that. So it really depends on the deal, but I am essentially open to different types of offers and deal structures.
Cool. Well, glad to know that at least you're keeping it on the table for our listeners out there. So then, last question for you. If you put yourself in the shoes of a buyer, why do you think that your business is a business worth buying?
Yeah, because I think my business is definitely worth buying, mainly because it has a lot of opportunity for growth in terms of expanding into other marketplaces. It has a lot of opportunity for growth in terms of adding new SKUs, so expanding the product line, and also a lot of growth in terms of growing the social media and getting it out there on social media. So I think there's a lot of opportunity to improve and to grow the brand over the next couple of years.
Great stuff. Hassan, is there anything else that you'd like to share that you think I might have missed during our interview today?
I think that is all. Thank you so much for having me. It's very appreciated.
No worries at all. Thank you for joining me. And all right, everyone, thank you for listening. To learn more and see if this listing has already been sold, you can head over to empireflippers.com/marketplace and search for listing number 48929. If you're watching this on YouTube, click the link in the description to go straight to the listing. Once you've unlocked the listing, you'll be given everything that you need to know about this business. So until next time, enjoy your digital journey.